We have on the phone right now Seaside Heights Borough Administrator John Camara. John, what can you tell us what's going on there?
Only that it's a really serious structural fire that appears to have started, as best I can tell, on the privately owned Funtown Pier area, but is rapidly spreading. And my only conversation with one of the emergency workers up there, very briefly, was that it's a serious, full structural fire, and that it is spreading, and they're having trouble containing it, and it's moving onto our public boardwalk, which, as I'm sure you know, has just been rebuilt after being completely destroyed by Sandy. So it's just a horrible situation. Thankfully, I can't say for certain, but I can say what I can say for certain is only that I have not heard of any injuries at this point, and am hopeful that no people are injured or worse from this, but the damage to the property sounds devastating.
Certainly so. John, we're looking at live pictures right now of the fire that is still, clearly still out of control. There's thick, dense black smoke. At this point, do you know how many businesses have been damaged, or how many businesses now that are on fire?
I do not have any numbers like that. I can tell you, and probably so many people are familiar with our boardwalk in that area, but it's very, very densely populated with structures. So there's small structures, shoulder to shoulder, lined up. So that's the problem. The boardwalk's made out of wood. Most of the construction on the buildings is wood, and I'm sure it's spreading, and that's the word I got from our workers. Of course, up here in the office, we're trying not to bother the emergency workers that are down there trying to control this thing, but a quick call from one of our workers, who's also the fire chief, let me know that it is really bad, and he was heading up there with some construction equipment to try to start to contain the spread of the fire.
And it just breaks your heart. Look at this picture here. This is the very playground where the kids were playing. They had just put all this money into the area after the devastation to rebuild it so proudly. Governor Christie standing in front of all of the hard work that had been done, saying, "We are back, we are strong," and now this happens.
Right. Governor Christie's wife was there as she helped nail in the last plank of wood before the season began. The initial project to repair all this, $3.6 million just to replace the boards and the railings around that area. This doesn't even include the cost to help the businesses during Sandy, and now, unfortunately, dealt another devastating blow.
I'll tell you, the wind gust reports that I was seeing were 15 miles an hour. It does look stronger. We're getting reports from the ground. Firefighters are having trouble based on that wind. I think what has happened now, that thunderstorm I told you about that went over Monmouth County, when you are near a thunderstorm, sometimes that thunderstorm is ventilating, and you get downdrafts from that thunderstorm. I think that is now enhancing some of the winds, unfortunately, right there near that Funtown Pier. So probably some wind gusts over 25 miles an hour now.
You see the firefighters trying to attack it from several places, from the north side of it, from the west side of it, almost from the south side of it. All of this flames right next to, ironically, all this water right there. They just can't get on it. It's just a fire that is burning right now, basically out of control along the boardwalk. But they are trying to contain it, to keep it from spreading beyond the area that you can see on the camera right now.
It is remarkable to see. As we said, this fire started around 2:30 this afternoon, and you can see how massive. It started in one business inside the Kohr's custard ice cream stand there.
Been there for a long time. Iconic ice cream. Everyone would stop there and get some ice cream.
And just how quickly it has spread